code development. It's called as the rise W. Once done the rise W, then finally the gap will be fulfilled. Then the users will do the testing. Next, then we discussed types of roles. Three type of persons are required: DBA, database administrator, functional consultant, and a technical consultant. Next, responsibilities of the DBA: install Oracle applications, create users, and grants permissions, apply the patches. To get the patch, we have to log into support.oracle.com. It is Oracle.
Recording in progress.
Okay. There we have to create the yes sir service request, and the Oracle people will provide the patch. Then send that patch to DBA, and the DBA will apply the patch. DBA is the responsibilities. Then working on the code migration. So this is one of the important responsibilities of the DBA guys. So okay, and also cloning also. Cloning means in real time we have the multiple instances like a development, test, production. The end users are connecting to only production. The real data is available only in the production. This development test are the dummy databases. You won't see the real data. So that's why every month or every quarter, it's depending upon the window. The company will follow. Some companies will clone every 30 days. Some companies will clone every 90 days. Whatever the data is available in the production, that is the latest data, will copy to the down instances. Down means like a development to test UAT, SIT. Only production is the real database. The remaining all are the down databases. So the DBA will migrate data from production database to the down servers. That's called as the cloning. Maybe we can call it as the replica. The replica of a product. Okay. That's called as the okay, na? Cloning. Yeah. So once done, once cloning is done, so you will get a mails from the DBA guys saying that this weekend there is a cloning. Take the code backup. That means once cloning is done here, whatever the code developed by you guys in the dev instance, the code will delete. So you should take the backup. Suppose if you already kept in your local machine, no problem. Otherwise, suppose you developed one package and you forget to take that package in your local machine. So suppose cloning is done here, then the cloning will delete your code. So that's why even your team lead and manager also will ping personally in the teams. There is a cloning, please take the backup. That's very, very important for developers here. Whenever you see the cloning mail from the DBA guys, please take the code backup immediately. Okay, just to keep in your local machine. One backup. So these are the responsibilities of the DBA. Install Oracle applications product, then create a users, give grants and creating the folders and permissions also. Then apply the patches, then working on the code migration. This point we'll discuss later. Yeah. So just keep in your mind code migration. So later we'll discuss. Then cloning, that's a replica of the production, nothing but a copy and paste. Whatever the data is available in the production server and migrated to the down servers like a development test UAT, SIT. It will take 1 or 2 days minimum. It's a lengthy process. Actually, this is a DB activity. Mainly they will do on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. By Monday, again the server will come. The server will up. Okay, but the thing is, the old code will be deleted. Only the latest code that is available in the production, that code will copy to the dev instance. So that's why we should take the backup of your code, whatever the code developed by you guys. So these are the responsibilities of the DBA. So forget about here. This is these are all not related to you guys, developers. Sometimes we need to connect with the DBA guys. That's why I'm telling what is the cloning and the code migration patches. Then forget about this task. This is purely related to the DBA guys. Okay. Then we'll go to responsibilities of the functional consultant. Responsibilities of functional consultant. So yesterday we came to know one of the responsibilities of the functional consultant, that is called as the identify the gaps. That is the important responsibilities of the functional people. They will connect with the clients, or maybe sometimes they will go to on-site. They will sit with the business users and gather the client business and compare with the Oracle product. Whatever the software given by the Oracle, we can call it as a seeded software. And if that software will support, then we can use Oracle product. Otherwise, we'll work on the development, maybe development or customization or enhancement, whatever it may be. Finally, the developers will fulfill that gaps. So the who will identify the gaps means the function people will identify the gaps. So once they identify the gaps, they will prepare documents, will prepare FSD documents, nothing but a functional specification document. Functional specification document. So this document will receive by you guys about the client requirement. So once you get a FSD document by you guys, then start the development. Okay, now so this will be prepared by the functional people. We can call it as the MD050. Yeah, particularly MD stands for module design. MD stands for module. MD50 means it's nothing but FSD, functional specification document. Okay. Na? So the functional people will sit with the clients and gather the client requirement and compare with the Oracle product and identify the gaps. Based on the gap analysis, they will prepare the FSD document. It's a functional specification document, nothing but a requirement document, and send that requirement document to developers. We can call it as the MD050. Particularly MD stands for module design. So based on the FSD document, the developers will start the development. That we'll discuss later. And also, yeah, the important responsibilities of the function is functional setups. Later we'll come to know. As a developer, we have to do some setups. So later you will come to know, oh, what about the functional setups. I will explain later. Then testing also. The testing will done by the functional people. So you guys will develop the code and inform to the functional people. The functional people will do start the testing. So these are the responsibilities of the functional people here. So identify the gaps, prepare the FSD documents and the functional setups and also testing also. So next year we'll go to your responsibilities as a developer, what we will do in real time. Now we are going over our technical consultant responsibilities. So as a developer here, most of the time we are into development. It's called as the develop. The word is called as the RISE W components. RISE W components. So as a developer, we'll work on development here. That's we can call it as the RISE W. So in R stands for reports development. R stands for reports. Maybe that's a development or customization. Then I stands for interface. C stands for conversion. E stands for extension. A stands for extension. W stands for workflow development. Workflow development. Okay. This five together we are calling it as the RISE W, reports development. May you will develop a new reports or may you will customize Oracle given reports depending upon the client requirement. Sometimes if Oracle not provided any report, we'll develop a new report from scratch. Okay. Then interface, nothing but a data migration. Even conversion also it's a data migration, migrating the data from one system to another systems. Like suppose I'm getting the data from the SAP. I want to move the data to my Oracle applications. So in that case, we'll work on the interface and conversion. Later we'll discuss what is the interface and what is the conversion. Okay. Next extension, already we came to know some IRCTC agent bookings. I need to develop a new form. So it's a new functionality altogether. So in that case, we'll go with the extending the Oracle applications. Oracle apps won't support that, but I'm going to extend my product. So that's called as the extension. Workflow development, any email notifications and response. Okay, na? In that case, we'll use the workflow development. So as a developer, we'll work on the this many components. It's a word. The word is the component. So this is one of the important interview recruiter question here. So for screening round, they will ask you, did you get a chance to work on the RISE W? You have to say yes, I worked on the RISE W, like reports, interfaces. So, did you get a chance to work on all RISE W components? Yeah, you have to say yes. Even I have experience in the workflow development also. One or two components I developed for workflow also. Reports, interfaces, conversions, extensions, and even workflow also I completed. I got a chance. So apart from the RISE W, so most of the time, you're 80 to 90%, you will spend on only on the RISE W. Okay, so remaining here, prepare a TDD. That's nothing but a technical design document. Technical design document. So this is the one of the document you guys will prepare. You can call it as the MD070. Say model design 70, technical design document. We can call it as the TDD. Okay, na? So apart from the MD70, we'll prepare one more document that is called as the migration document. Migration document. So okay, na? MD120. MD120. Then we'll prepare one more document that's called as the unit test cases. Unit test cases. Unit test cases. So that's called as the PE020. So as a developer, we need to prepare three documents. One is the technical design document. It's nothing but MD070. The second one is the migration document. It's MD120. The third one is the unit test cases document. You can call it as the TE020. Okay, three documents we'll prepare. Later we'll discuss what is the content of the MD70, what is the purpose of the MD120, what is the purpose of the TE20 documents. As a developer, we need to prepare three documents, MD70, MD120, and TE20. So, but functional people will prepare only one document, that is the FSD document, functional specification document. They will prepare one more document also. That's not for our business. That's a BR and nothing but a setup document. Forget about this here. We won't use this document. It's only for the pure functional document. Setup documents. BR 100, particularly BR stands for business requirement. So as a developer, we'll work on the developing RISE W components, and sometimes we'll prepare the documents also like MD70, MD120, and TE20. Apart from this here, maybe we'll work on the right ad hoc SQL queries. Right? Ad hoc SQL queries. That means ad hoc means temporary. So if it is a permanent year, we'll develop as a report and hand over to business users. The users will run the reports. If it is a temporary, that means one or two times. They don't want to run frequently. At that time, we'll go with the ad hoc. That means just at the time only, at that time instance, they won't use it permanently. So report is not required here. So in that case, based on the client requirement, we will write a SQL query and extract the data and send that file to the business users. Maybe the CSV data file or Excel. Most of the times they will request the data in the Excel format. So you have to extract the data and send that file to the business users. That's called as the developing the ad hoc queries. Ad hoc means temporary. It won't be a report. You know? So if they want to use it frequently, maybe based on demand, we'll go with the reports development. So I don't want to execute manually every time. Okay. So these are the responsibilities of the DBA guys. Mainly working on the RISE W components, reports, interfaces, conversions, extension, and workflow development, and also preparing the documents like a MD70, MD120, TE20. Today we'll discuss what is the MD70, MD120, and the TE20. At last, working on the ad hoc SQL queries. So these are the responsibilities of the DBA, functional people, and the technical consultant. Yeah. So forget about DBA and functional. Mainly, okay, na, you should remember this RISE W. The recruiters will ask, even they will ask in the interview, they will ask, what are the documents you prepared as part of your development? You have to say I got a chance to work on all three documents, MD70, MD120, TE20. It is a mandatory for any component. Component means whether you're developing a report or you're developing a packages or procedure or creating the trigger, any component, these three documents are mandatory. MD70, 120 and TE020. Three documents are mandatory. So any queries? Okay. Now here we'll go to methodologies. So in the market here, we have the two methodologies are there. One is called as the waterfall methodology. The second one is called as the agile methodology. I think most of the guys, so maybe you guys know, okay, agile methodology. So a lot of people are using the agile. So waterfall means here, that means we'll identify all the gaps at a time. Listen here, very, very important. Waterfall means we'll identify all the gaps. Suppose we are going to implement Oracle applications for ICICI Bank. So we need to identify all the gaps at a time. Suppose we identified 800 gaps. Then recruit the developers and allocate the work to them and start the development. It will take 6 months or 1 year or 2 year. Listen, that's called as the waterfall methodology. We have to get all the requirement from the client at a time. Then release the development. So coming to Agile methodology here, so we won't identify all the gaps. First, we have to identify one gap, then start the development, then do the testing, then complete it. Then next week, again identify one more gap. Then that's called as the Agile methodology. So some companies will use the Agile methodologies, some companies use the waterfall. So as per your knowledge, yeah, so we discussed a lot in the Oracle applications. So the Oracle apps people will use the waterfall or Agile methodology. మీరు చెప్పండి ఇప్పటి వరకు మనం ఒరాక్ యాప్స్ విన్నాం కదా
Agile.
ఒరాక్ అజైల్ మెథడాలజీ థింక్ అబౌట్ ఇయర్ తొందర ఏమొద్దు వాటర్ ఫాల్ మెథడాలజీ బెస్ట్ మన ఒరాక్ యాప్స్కి అజైల్ ఈస్ ద బెస్ట్ విచ్ వన్ ఈస్ ద బెస్ట్ వన్
Waterfall.
వాటర్ no doubt at all. Yeah. Only the best method is the waterfall methodology because it will take huge time. Yeah. Oracle application is the heavy application. We can't complete it within 1 month or 2 months or 6 months. It will take minimum 1 year to develop that means to implement Oracle applications. So waterfall is the best method for the Oracle applications. You are working for any websites or some Java development, then Agile is the best one. So first they will gather one requirement, then they will start working on the development and go with the testing and the deployment. Then again go with the new development. In that case, it's a small framework here. Then Agile is the best one. Huge work is there. Then you can't Agile methodology. The best method is the waterfall. So most of the clients are using the waterfall methodology. Forget about support project. That we'll discuss later. Support project, they will go with the Agile methodology. Okay, because there is no new development. Already there are some problems are there. We need to fix that. Then it won't take much time. At the time, Agile methodology is the best one. Okay, so but anyway, we have two methodologies in the market. One is the waterfall methodology. The second one is the Agile methodology. So may you will get a chance to work on the waterfall in the development projects. May you will get a chance to work on the Agile in the support projects. Only for support, not for the development and implementation. No, yeah. So one of the waterfall methodologies in the market, yeah, that's called as the AIM. That's called as the application implementation methodology. So we'll use particular. This is only for the Oracle apps guys only. So this waterfall and Agile is the generic. Anybody can use in the market, but AIM methodology is a specific to Oracle guys only who are working in the Oracle applications product. Who those guys will use the AIM application implementation methodology. We'll discuss here. May you can call it as the SDLC, like a software development cycle or maybe system development life cycle. So that is equal to AIM methodology. We'll discuss here. So for any new development, suppose you're in the Oracle applications development project, for any new development, what is the route for you? What is the scratch for any development? Hmm. Suppose you got a chance to develop a new report. Who will share that requirement to you?
Functional teams, sir.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, now how the functional people will identify the development?
Gathering the requirements from
Super, yeah. First, tell me, first. Gather
requirement from client.
client. Perfect, yeah, super. Gather client requirement. Based on the client requirement, what they will do?
Designing.
No, 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 no. Identify the
Ident- gaps.
gaps. So once he identify the gaps, what the functional consultant will do? We discuss about an important document. What is it?
They prepare document.
FSD
FSD.
document. Nothing but MD050. The word is important here. మీ మేనేజర్ అడుగుతుంటాడు ఎఫ్ఎస్డి వచ్చిందా రాలేదా అని మిమ్మల్ని అడుగుతాడు పర్టికులర్గా. You have to say, yeah, maybe if you receive, you can say, I received and I'm started working on the development. Otherwise, still I'm waiting for the first document. Okay, so next year, yeah, prepare FSD by
FSD.
whom? By
Functionality.
functional consultant. Functional consultant. Then send a mail to, and send a mail to whom?
Technical team.
TB.
Technical team.
Technical team.
Yeah, they will send a mail to technical team. Okay. So as a developer, what we have to do? Hmm.
Fill up the gaps.
Before fill up the gap,
We
We
have
have
to
to prepare
analyze.
document.
super. The word is important. Analyze. Analyze
Okay.
FSD document. So you are new to that development.
Yes.
The functional people know very well about what is the requirement. But once the functional people will share the FSD document with you, may or may not. Suppose you are a 10 plus experience guys, easily can analyze the requirement. Without functional help, you can start the development. But may you guys have the 3 to 5 years. It's not so easy here. So what you have to do, analyze the FSD. If the FSD is not clear to you, then sit with the functional people. That means set up a call and ask them to explain the requirement. Listen, the words are important. If the FSD document is clear to you, for me, yeah, so I have 20 years experience. Immediately will start without seeking help from the functional people. For you guys, so you should have a call with the functional people. The functional people will explain the client requirement. Then you can start your development. If you have any doubts, so you can ask them. They will support you, no problem. The functional people will help on that. Okay. Analyze FSD document. Next. Once analyze the FSD document, what I have to do? Develop code, correct na? Develop rise components, anything that's the reports or packages, forms, anything. So before developing the code here, so as a developer, I have to give my technical approach to my team leader. Listen, okay na? Just to analyze the FSD document, then requirement is clear to me. Then as a developer, I can start my development. But in real time here, your manager won't accept that. So as a developer, we need to give my technical approach, my assumptions, my pseudo code. It's not exact code here. I have to write some pseudo code and share that pseudo code with my team lead and manager. So my team lead will check my pseudocode. That means my technical approach. If my approach is correct, then I will give a okay na, approval from my counterpart, maybe the team lead and manager to start the development. Suppose if my technical approach is not correct, then they will give some comments or okay na, some feedback here. With that, again I will modify that pseudocode. So one day I will get approval from my manager or my team lead to start the development. So don't start the code development here. So before that, prepare MD070. It's nothing but a technical design document. Technical design document. So here, as a developer, you have to give the approach. So this is my approach to develop a code, and a very, very important thing that's called the pseudo code. It's not exact code here. With some assumptions. The code may or may not work. Just assumptions. Later, you will start actual code. And okay, no? Some assumptions also. we will take some assumptions to develop the code. So these many things you will put it in the MD70 document and send the document to your counterpart. The counterpart means maybe your team lead or manager, he will review your approach. If approach is correct, then you will get approval to start the development. Otherwise, they will give some comments. With that comments, you have to modify the MD70 again. Then again, send a mail to counterpart. Then one day the document will get approved, then start the development. Okay, na? So for that year, as a developers, we need to prepare the MD070, nothing but a technical design document, nothing but a pseudo code. ఎగ్జాక్ట్ కోడ్ కాదు, నేను ఇలా చేస్తాను, నా అప్రోచ్ ఇలా ఉంటుందని చెప్తున్నారు మీరు అంతే. అది చేయొచ్చు చేయకపోవచ్చు, లేటర్ ఇన్ ద డెవలప్మెంట్ మే యూ కెన్ చేంజ్ దట్. సో వన్స్ ప్రిపేర్డ్ MD70, then what is the next step? Send MD070 to whom? Team lead or manager. Then next step here, you will get approval. Once you get approval, then start to code development. Nothing but the word is called as the RiseW components. RiseW components. So in which instance you will develop? Whether you develop directly in the production or dev or test, which instance?
Dev.
Always will develop code in the dev instance only.
Dev.
We do have access to only dev. We don't have access to the test to SIT, UAT and the production. So as a developer, I will start to developing code in the dev instance. That means creating the tables or procedure, or maybe you developing a new form, new library, or new report, anything, particularly one in the dev instance only. Next. So once the development is completed here, then I will do my unit testing. It's nothing but a developer testing. You can call it as the developer testing. So as a developer, I have to do some testing. In Oracle applications, no testers. You are the developer and you are the tester also. Both the tasks will done by developers only. So that's called as the developer testing. We can call it as the unit testing. So if unit test cases are good here, then you have to send a mail to functional people. Functionality. What the functional people will do? What the functional
Testing.
people will? Then they will
Testing.
start the functional testing. Functional testing. So then they will take some time here. So suppose all the test cases are passed, maybe failed also. So suppose everything is working fine, then we have to migrate the code to the test instance. We have to migrate the code to test instance. So the on-site people will do the code testing here. So testing instance, I do not have any rights. Listen here carefully now, okay na? For test instance, I don't have any rights to migrate the code. So whatever the tables, whatever the packages, whatever the reports developed in the dev instance, I need to move that code to the test instance. Then who will help me in real time? Out of the DBA, functional and technical, only one guy have access to the production.
DBA team.
Only DBA team here. DBA have a full rights to the development instance, a test instance, SIT and production also. But as a developer, I do not have any rights to migrate the code to test instance. That means I'm unable to create a packages, triggers, tables in the test instance and the production. Only the DBA. But a DBA is a layman. He doesn't know about the technical things. He don't know how to create the table, how to compile the package. Then what I have to do? So forget about that here. So I want to install one software here. Okay, I will download the dump software dump from Google, some particular website here. Then it's a .zip. Some example VLC player .zip. So once I unzip this zip file, I will get a two files minimum. One is called as the setup.exe. What about the second file? Any software dump here.
Read me, sir.
That's a good, yeah. Super. Readme.txt. Perfect. readme.txt. What is the purpose of this one here? Readme.txt.
How to install and what are the requirements
Yeah,
for setting this software?
perfect, Srina. That's a super. Okay, na? So this is software developed by someone or some developers. We are the end users. I don't know about what is that code and something. Okay, na? But before installing the software, they do some precaution. That means installation steps. So how to install the product. Otherwise, maybe some dependent software also we need to install. So everything they will mention in the readme.txt. So as a end user, I will go through the readme.txt, then I will come to know how to install the product. So the same here in Oracle applications, the DBA, they are not a technical guys. They don't know how to compile the forms and how to register the reports and how to compile the packages and how to create the tables. So we have to prepare one document that is called as the MD120 document, nothing but a code migration document. There we have to give some navigation steps and a screenshot. So with that, the DBA guys can migrate the code. So already we came to know one of the responsibilities of the DBA is called as the code migration. So here they will help you. The DB guys will help you to migrate the code to the higher instances, like a test instance or SIT and the production. Okay. So here we have to, sorry, function after functional testing, prepare MD120 document, nothing but a readme or nothing but a migration document. Okay. And send it to whom? Whom to send the document? Yeah, and send
Fun-
no. Only DBA. Function people doesn't have any access. Only the DBA guys can help on that and send it to DBA. Then DBA will migrate whatever the code you developed. Okay, na? It's a part of your development. That could be the table or packages or procedures and form development, whatever it is. DBA will migrate code to test instance. Okay, na? This is their responsibility. So you have to prepare proper navigations and proper screenshots and send the document, that's MD120 document to your DBA, nothing but a readme.txt. Okay. Then with that document, the DBA guys will migrate or deploy the code. Okay. So once the deploy is done here, then inform to on-site. Nothing but a BA, business analyst, on-site team here. Then UAT will start. UAT will start. That means user acceptance test. Okay, na? Then okay, na? Code will deploy to production at last. Nothing but we are calling it as the go live. Okay. So after go live here, we have to support 1 month. That's called as the hypercare support. Hypercare support. Then billing will start. Then the product will go to support project. Yeah. Okay. So hypercare support normally will give 1 month only. 1 month support only. Then we are not responsible. Then project will be moved to support. Forget about that. Yeah. Okay. So this is the step-by-step process. Okay, to work on any component in Oracle applications. So the root is the requirement gathering that will done by the functional people. With that, they are going to prepare the FSD document, functional specification document. Maybe we can call it as MD050. Maybe you can call it as the MD050 and send it to technical team. So the technical people will analyze the requirement. If the requirement is clear, then start the preparing the MD70. Otherwise, we'll have a call with the functional people and to get the requirement. So once requirement is clear to me, I will prepare my technical design document, nothing but assumptions, nothing but a pseudo code, nothing but approach, my technical approach. Okay. Then I will put it in the MD70 Word document. That's a Word document and send that Word document to our counterpart. Means team lead. The team lead will review my MD70. If the document, that means if my approach is correct, then he will give approval. With that approval, I will start my development. Then develop a code in the always in the dev instance.